Hello, this is Lori Tucker, and I want to send out a gentle reminder about our responsibilities when we are in leadership, particularly on quality and peer review teams. It's always important that we do serve in these capacities when asked, and it's important, however, though, that we understand our own limitations because we're not taught really how to behave in those situations, and the decisions we make can impact a physician in a very negative way. So what I want to talk about today is something that Brene Brown refers to as the halo effect and also bandwagon effect. And these are very simple means of human behavior. And when we are in meeting situations, we tend to not speak clearly about what is here and getting our opinions out because of these two things. And when Brene Brown looks at this, she's really looking in the capacity of creativity. And in the Fortune 500 companies that she's worked with, at the creativity level, we know that really that can impact either stifling or promoting creativity and thinking outside the box and how a company can grow. But when I've read her work, I really think about how that can impact, those effects can really impact us at the peer review level or in medical executive committees. And it's really very similar. And I think about my own situation. And I know that when somebody is being reviewed or investigated, and when I have been on these review committees or when I was part of an investigation, I know that sometimes things don't go the way they really should, and I want to have you to consider keeping an open mind. When Brene looked at the Fortune 5 companies and looked at that creativity, one of the things that was stifling creativity was just someone not wanting to speak out and being afraid of what might be thought or what might be said about their ideas. And that's just not innovative thinking. And we're not taught in medical school, we're not taught in residency how to behave. And it's so important that patient safety is paramount, but it's also important that we not destroy physicians' careers needlessly by coming up with a negative review. So what I would encourage you to do is to understand these two thoughts. The halo effect is when one particular individual on this team of leadership will say, this is their opinion, and they're very vocal about it. They're very influential about it. And so people will start saying, oh yeah, that might be right. This physician does seem like they're having communication issues. This physician does seem like they're having outbursts of anger. Oh my gosh, they seem like they're really in a bad headspace, or maybe they're getting too old, or perhaps they lack confidence in the operating room. Those things, when somebody starts, being very influential about that, and other people start saying yes and agreeing with that one individual, that's the halo effect. And it can be quite detrimental, again, to a physician's career. On the other hand, say for instance, a physician is having a lot of bad outcomes and they are dangerous, and we want to protect those patients. Of course we want to protect patients. What if that physician is, in the good old boys club, or she's always been seen as just the nicest person in the world, and everybody's like, oh no, it's not that bad, or oh my gosh, but they're a pillar of the community, or I don't think, maybe it's because they're so busy that their numbers look, bad, or that's an expected complication. Those things also are, the effect of a sham peer review, where we're really not looking at the data objectively. So when you have someone who has that capacity to have a halo effect, you have to make sure that you are also taking yourself out of that situation and really bringing to the forefront your thoughts as well, because again, that can impact a physician. On the other hand, bandwagon effect is when one person, again, can be very vocal, but then everybody, whether they agree or disagree, and sometimes it's very much disagreeing, they go along with it because it's the easy thing to do. Or they go along with it because they've been swayed to think otherwise. But again, that can be to the detriment, either positively or negatively, on a career for a physician or on patient safety. So, halo effect, bandwagon effect. Check yourself. Make sure when you're in these leadership committees that you are appropriately speaking up, appropriately having the discussions, and not falling into a very, very human nature behavior. Thank you.